Hey everybody, welcome back to Dwarven Forge Live. We've got one more specific demo stream for you tonight. I guess
Today,
today, yeah, even in
today,
Europe.
tonight for some, today for
In Europe,
others.
depending on where you live.
Yeah.
We got another demo stream. So big thing we're gonna do now. This is all focused on the set pieces. What's fun about this? Uh, all these set pieces are new, basically. So this is probably the most new stuff. When we focused on negative space, elevation, stuff like that, there are pieces that have been around. Still had some things to showcase, some things to learn. But man, a white shirt is very different to light for than a black shirt. So let me just
Okay.
take that down a little bit as we talk. So we've pulled
It's more of a cream. But
more of a cream. Uh,
okay.
so we've pulled all of the. Uh, I think we've pulled all of them. Oh, there we go. That's the wrong direction. There we go. We've pulled all of the set pieces, and whatever you guys want to see about these things, whatever you're curious about, we want to show off. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and just go to the sniper cam. So we've got a build showcasing the Dread Pedestal there. We've got the Demon Door. We've got the Acid Furnace. We've got the Bladed Ziggurat. I think we've got one of everything here. So whatever you guys want to see, let us know. We will demo it. Actually, to start off, we had a thing that we wanted to showcase about the Bladed Ziggurat because we saw somebody asking questions about it. Um, and I believe what it was, and I don't know if the person who had the question is in chat right now. What I believe it was is they were asking about its compatibility with the LED illuminated floor cover things. So that's this right here. If you've got any of those covers from the LED illuminated floor, it is sculpted to actually fit those in both directions, like this.
I guess it's not an exact one-to-one fit. And on this side right now, this is a prototype versus final construction. So there's a little bit of weirdness there, but and it's just going to rest on top of these other ones. But it's meant to, right, look like a stepped. I don't want to say stepped stair. It's all blades, but a stepped sculpt.
You can bounce on
All of it.
blades. You can run on blades.
And that's that one. This one, obviously, it is more to the edge of the actual top, right? Just gonna have to
Mm-hmm.
hold it a little bit to angle it,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can also, once it's rested into the. I know you asked me not to mess with it, but I'm just gonna.
As long as we can rebuild it, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, that's. I'm just gonna pull this out. So as this then slots in into the centerpiece here, and this is the other thing with prototypes. They're just when you do friction fit, they can get pretty exact. Um,
That's been the really nice thing with those Starforged test shots coming in. It's like, oh
yeah.
man, finally this stuff is just fitting perfectly
Oh
with
yeah,
no
being able
issues.
to being able to mess with the catwalks and it not shatter in my hands is
Yeah,
very nice.
that was
Now,
yeah yeah.
having said that, they are some of the best prototypes we've ever had. So
Hmm.
like that's the other side of it.
They had to be in order to actually even function. For us to be able to like actually show
Mm-hmm.
off the prototypes during Starforged, we had to make more accurate, better prototypes than we've ever had before.
Yeah.
But it still was
So
just a very different material.
I don't.
Yeah.
In some ways, I don't know. This is maybe not the greatest example because you're building up to this thing. So like, if this was the lowered section that you would have something up against, um, then pushing in like this is a little bit easier, right? Having something raised to kind of bridge the gap there, or
Hmm.
even here as we're following the sculpted design of like moving into a pool, moving into a thing. But counter to that, okay, I'm just gonna.
No worries.
Yeah,
Um, can you swap the Dread Pedestal Ziggurat into this build for a second? Thinking getting it, but using it with regular dungeon stuff. So this is the Dread Pedestal. Do you mean like the Sinister?
yeah. Probably means the
We've
sinister.
had a lot of requests to see Sinister stuff mixed with standard. I want to pop off. I want to get some fun photos of showing some of that stuff. I want to pop off.
I want to pop up. You see how this one,
Yeah.
right, versus this one sits on the inner circle. This one sits on that second tier
Mm-hmm.
on the bottom side.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing with this. This is, I think, maybe less.
a bit less of a thing.
Of a good fit in terms of
How it looks.
concept
Yeah.
and like theming, but it also does still fit as more a kind of like stepped version of a centerpiece.
Okay, I'm just gonna write down. We've got a number of requests for demos here that I think are useful. Uh, Demon's Maw in a city building.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Bladed Ziggurat in Flortal. That will just fit, right? That is like the same. If it's about housing a light puck, the Ziggurat could technically fit inside the Flortal. Would there be like a little bit of space?
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it's gonna be a bit looser
without the railings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the floors in cities are closer to true. They're true scale.
So so it'll fit inside,
like,
but it won't be like a snug.
Yeah.
Fit.
Which in some ways might be better.
Let's see.
Because you might want it to be slightly under if you wanted to put the railings there. If you put the railings there, then that would probably end up with the small fraction that the railings are, like in terms of volume. Like it might then get snug within the railing. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's generally those. Imagining with the railings. Okay. And then use case for the freestanding corner wall. It's an easy thing to knock out. The freestanding corner wall, basically, you can drop it on a floor to make a classic corner. That's really all it is. It is perfectly sculpted where it's like, oh, if you don't have a corner, you can
if
drop
you don't
that.
have a corner, or if you want to make an extra one, like
the big use case is you can use it to basically churn the trapdoor floor into a trapdoor corner.
Yeah.
It lets you still have a trapdoor in there, but put a corner wall around it.
Any of the floors, it becomes easier. Or if you want a false floor that becomes a spike trap or something, and you just kind of want to have an easy way to grab it. Or you know what, like you could also. I've thought about using it as an additional sort of like secret corner. You can technically like make it like like the bookshelf in Frankenstein. Like you could make it like a spinning door or something like that, right? Like you could. It's not on a hook or anything. It's not going to be a part of the piece, but you could just theoretically do that.
You know, that classic kind of Zelda style puzzle where you've got like a 4-way intersection and corner walls that like kind of, and you rotate them so that you can like change what the paths are. I wonder if you can do that with like 2 corner walls.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of the other thing, right? It's like it's not. I wouldn't call that its main purpose. I just would say that like that's an extra feature you get to do. When a piece is freestanding, you get a lot more leeway into how you want it to conceptually work versus like having to be attached to the floors.
Okay, so we answered the Flortal. Elven Rune's curves will a set fit on top of a pedestal.
I'm gonna go see if I can find a sinister pedestal.
I think there was one. Is there one on the table over there? No, or was it? Did I just see it? I think I might have seen it in his room.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't see it under here. I didn't see.
Okay.
Not specifically, anyway. Because this is the mazes build.
Oh, you can pull anything from the mazes build if you need it.
No.
Although there's no sinister in there. Yeah, that thing's been fully photographed.
Is a regular. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Absolutely. I saw the bladed ziggurat in a hole knoll looking like a starlight. Could you show the bladed ziggurat on its side, Kool-Aid Manning through a wall? Probably. In a hole knoll. Would it fit in the hole knoll? I'm trying to think. I guess if you put it underneath. Yeah, so let me check that real quick.
Yeah, it's just like one of the builds in there, so I just gotta put it back, but that's easy.
So
you want this with the bladed?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can probably show it like with the topper and then also with the.
No problem.
I think that still works, honestly.
Do you wanna?
It fit in the update. Oh, it was in the update. Got it. Yeah, let's get a little closer on that.
You're good. I'm just trying to. make it easier for the people who take photos. Screenshots, or I rather.
Let the paparazzi have their
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, yeah. All right, there we go.
I think it still works.
This there, and then I'll put the blade in here.
Oh, I wonder if they wanted the Sinister ziggurat as well.
Possibly. I can only see this one.
There's probably a ziggurat sitting here somewhere.
There. I'm
Yeah.
saying like
Yeah.
in the 2 minutes that I had
Yeah,
to
100%.
kind of like quickly grab it. That's all I could grab.
That looks great. Yeah, I think Sinister standing alone works for set pieces. I think where Sinister and regular dungeon mixing doesn't work is when you're mixing like bread and butter pieces. Like having like a random Sinister wall doesn't really fit very well. But if you've got like the Dread pedestal or some of the Sinister dressing pieces that got unlocked in there. Let's see some of the smaller dressing pieces we got on hand. Do you mean like the Sinister constructs and stuff that got unlocked, or by smaller dressing? Is there anything in particular you're looking to see? Because we've got a good amount of stuff that could be.
Yeah.
We can definitely grab that though. We got some time.
So what was the one after the Sinister?
Demon's Maw in a city building.
Okay.
I think it'd be interesting to try out because in theory that should fit.
Yeah, it might be a little loose, but yeah.
Just because of the prototype. Tables and treasure piles. Oh yeah, we got those. Hang on, we literally have them in the mazes build under that table. I'll grab it real quick. Okay, so the dungeon dressing starter. Let's see. He should have some there. Okay, there's that. Okay, what do you want to see with the dressing? So the tables they're all kind of done to scale. Let me get in close on that. I'll get some minis. I'll get some minis for scale. Who do we have here? Yeah, so you see that in scale, they're all trying to be they're probably not like exactly to like a perfect scale with how like he might still be like a little big for it, but reasonably like this table, I think it covers like a 1x2 pretty cleanly. Yeah, it covers that's like a 1x2 grid right there. It covers a 1x2 pretty cleanly. So that's like what they were sculpted in mind for, is to the barrels can fit kind of multiple on a square if you want. Treasure pile is generally a square. I suppose that a little bit just because it's not a regular shape. What else did you want? Constructs is also nice. We'll probably grab some of those. Bring some a little closer. They're really nice pieces, and it's pretty to get them pre-painted, and also they're very durable. Can we get Sinister barrels? Not currently. We've got some other Sinister things we want to hand out, or we want to handle first. What was that? I think we can get Sinister barrels. I think that's not quite in our priority list.
No.
I'm just showcasing. Bender wanted to see.
Cool.
The dressing a little up close. Yeah.
No problem.
Sinister furniture. Yeah. Weirdly enough, the furniture, the dressing pack isn't one of our go-tos for new Sinister packs. They mentioned Demon's Maw has a ton of compatibility. Yeah, so this is some of it. Is a lot of people don't know this. Our double doors are actually sculpted to fit into city builder corner posts like this. So you can do this with the regular double door inserts as well. But since the Demon's Maw is just another double door insert, that fits in there. Of course, you're not going to be really put roofs on there super well, I don't think.
No, you would not.
But you could get creative with it.
Right. So not only is this a prototype, so it's a little loose, but even in the final stuff, it would probably still sit a bit loose
Mm-hmm.
because these are not true scale.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This is not,
If
whereas this is.
if you the builder's masterclass that we did on, I think it was city castle compatibility.
Mhm.
We showed how you can just a lot of the bridge compatibility. Oh, what is happening with this chair? It just spun me to the side and sank down a little bit. Uh, what am I thinking? Just the compatibility with all of the different double doors across our different biomes. Uh, like technically, Bridge of Valor can slot into like the dungeon double door base and stuff like that. Yeah, good Hellscape cross compatibility here as well. Yeah, you could drop the Demon's Maw in the Cavern or Hellscape double door insert actually, and it would work pretty well. This chair is falling apart.
Okay.
You really need that new chair stretch goal? You're telling me. All right. Let's see. 2 dread pedestals stacked or otherwise used together in the same build. So the thing with stacking them, the dread pedestal has cutouts on the sides, so there is going to be gaps when you stack them. Can you show a regular double door frame top on the floor of the Demon's Maw, the stairs base? Yeah, I can grab that real quick.
Say it again.
The regular vaulted double door topper in the
Yeah,
elevator
yeah,
base.
yeah, yeah. I got that. That's fine. All right. So there are gaps like that. So you would not, you would still see a separation there if you were to stack them on top of each other. In fact, I don't know a good scenario where I would stack 2 dread pedestals on top of each other. Instead, I would take the elevation blocks. I would put elevation blocks underneath these things if I wanted to go up a level. Because that's the other thing is that they are at that elevation block height, so you would still get the same effect out of it, and then it would create a clean line to the box, to the square value of the dread portal.
There we go. Yeah, so that is a standard, the double door frame elevated. It has like a little bit of detail.
Okay.
There you go. Has like that little bit of extra sculpted detail there, but it does just take the old insert.
It would also take the cave transition insert.
Mhm.
It would take any of those. Right. So the one that has like the little caverns parts on it. You don't have to grab it. I just
I'll do it.
okie doke. I'll just keep it there then. Sorry, I'll just had to. Well, no, I wasn't talking
Not
about
that
this
one?
one. I was
Oh, what's
talking
that
about the actual door insert. There's a double door
Oh,
insert
yeah,
with the
yeah.
cavern.
The one that's just on the one side.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense.
that was. Anyway,
Yeah, I should have thought about that.
it's all good.
I'm not leaving again.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be best.
Do we know what the price will be for the painted Demon's Maw when it unlocks? Do we got final pricing?
Yeah, I have final pricing. Yeah.
Uh,
Am I
Let's
supposed
see.
to say that right now?
oh, they're asking.
It will be commensurate in the sense of maybe not commensurate. Sorry, it will be comparative, is what I was trying to say.
I think you're gonna say
Yeah.
like its price is worth it.
Yeah, it is comparative to the Dread Pedestal.
About the red pedestal. Okay. And that's for the base as well as the door. Do you have the Sinister Maw version handy? Do we?
Yeah, most likely. It just was. It's probably.
I don't know if it's being used currently or not.
No, it's certainly not being used. But I have to give me a second.
What's the height of the Demon's Maw platform? It looks like a full 25 millimeter.
the same size as the.
He said it's the same height as I'll be right back. You want 2 unpainted demon maws? Possibly. People will do some fun paint schemes with them. Any chance we can get magnets in the back of the skull wall pieces so they stick more easily to a magnetic dungeon wall? I think they're too thin. You talking about the ossuary nooks? I think they're too thin to take a magnet. I think that's the issue. Because they're pretty thin pieces. I don't think we could safely. I don't think we could put a hole in it without that compromising the piece. Really like the stair sculpted into it. Yeah, it's just a very useful piece. Yeah.
Got that old kind of demons, ma.
Oh, okay, that's what you're doing.
Well, I gotta put this back on, but here, that is the sinister demons, ma.
He's missing a horn.
Missing, just out. But yeah, that's that one.
Yeah. If you're asking about cross compatibility, so the issue is I've looked at like putting like the sinister version of the door in like the standard double door in like holder or double door base, and it because the sides of the pillar are sinister as well, like it doesn't read super cleanly. You could probably, I mean, your players probably wouldn't care. Are the horns pull accessory?
No, they are the reason they're removable here is that for the purpose of sculpting and the purpose of scanning, they were separate parts to make it easier. And in final manufacturing, most likely they will also be a separate part. But at the end of it, they're going to glue it. It's all going to be one solid construction.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Let's see. Sorry, there was something else that was being asked, wasn't there?
Another demo?
Well, no, I thought there was something about is this a full 25? As in all things dungeon, it's not exactly 25, but yes, very close. Right?
Oh, right, that piece.
That's going to be pretty close to an inch. So if you have one of the like one of these will be pretty close. For instance.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I had a pedestal. If I had a pedestal, I would have put it there. But yeah.
If the demon guy gets realized, you have to develop some railroad tracks for a ghost train. Maybe not in this campaign, but maybe in the future. We'll have to do trains at some point.
Why do we have to?
Why do we have to do trains at some point? Because we haven't done it yet.
No. I'm saying if this gets realized, what does that mean for?
Well, if it gets released, like if we hit the goal, which I think we're definitely going to.
Yeah,
we're about to cross 890.
I understood the question. I'm trying to say that like I don't get how this constitutes train.
So that you can make a demon train.
Oh.
So you can make a ghost train.
Right, that we can suplex.
Yes.
It really is the only.
I'm pretty sure that's the.
It is wild that you can Phoenix down it though.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, it is a ghost.
That's what's awesome. It's like, yeah.
Enough games don't have stuff like that anymore.
No.
They don't let you defeat undead by healing them anymore.
No. Dumb.
You can't do it in The Last of Us.
Magnetize a set of ossuary nooks. Oh, that's cool.
Sinister Maw is what I'll get, plus an unpainted one as well. Paint the inside of a dread pedestal with Vanta Black to make it a sphere of annihilation.
Yeah, this piece is. I'm sorry, I was also looking at the first issue.
Yeah,
see that comment. The piece is certainly inspired by like more original D&D, but more so kind of like more traditional OE masks and that like. It's kind of also why I'm really happy with the color palette Hamster chose for both of them. Not only does the Sinister, it's going to pop better with that, but that's kind of more in the realm of their sort of like ogre palettes, their Oni palettes.
They're not going to have LED eyes because we want those to be holes so that if you put the light puck behind it, you can make the eyes kind of flicker and stuff.
It'll sit
Yeah.
It would sit there, line that up. It would punch through.
We see the light puck vertical behind the maw again. I don't know if we have a way to turn the light puck on currently. I don't know if we have one charged
I
up.
have mine, but I
I don't know if it's charged up.
yeah.
Yeah. The light puck is a round. I think there's one with a light puck in it on the. Yeah. The light puck is a round programmable LED matrix that we developed a couple years back. It's customizable. You can make each LED. You can like program each LED. We've got a couple default programs and everything in there. So when you put it behind, yeah.
This would be if I was resting it right up against it, right? And so what you can see right here is that it's not actually punching through the eyes. So you have to place it towards the top, right? You have to kind of elevate the platform behind it, or whatever you're using to hold it up.
Yeah.
To match it actually at the eye level.
You'll want something. You'll want like floors behind it to get it at the right elevation.
One of the things that we can't necessarily confirm because we don't want to mess with the backside, right? The goal here is to not create an issue within your build where, for instance, the motorized gatehouse has slots and things for the motor winch. Probably something like that might happen here. We're trying to work with CMS about an actual attachable sort of socket for it to sit in, but have it be removable so that way for anybody who's not using the light puck or whenever you want this to go into an actual build and you kind of need that space open if you have it kind of in a tight entrance quarter, that you're not limited by something like that. Is all just to say that like there is a solution using platforms and raised verticalness, but the underlying tone is that we really want to see if we can make that thing work. We're just working with our factory to actually see if that's possible.
Yes, yes, Realoret. The top of the maw slides up just like any double door insert, because really all it is like a fancy double door insert. At the end of the day,
I'm gonna put this back in. Sorry,
it's all good.
And then I'll show that.
So that means that you can slot it into any of the other double door pieces as well. So you can put the top of the Demon's Maw into the regular like non-staircase double door piece as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Might need a bunch of those. Yeah. Is that going to come with the broken dwarven door?
Yes.
It is?
Yes.
Oh, it comes with the intact and broken?
Yes.
That's pretty sick. Okay, that's going to solve a lot of the things, people. Some of the complaints I saw was like, oh, I'd really like the broken doors instead of the intact ones. If it's coming with both, then...
It's coming with both.
Perfect. All right, that's fantastic. That should solve... There were a lot of people asking for that, so that's good.
No worries. Yeah, had I seen it, I would have answered it there. I just, didn't know that people were asking.
We see the Sinister Demon's Maw and the non-Sinister Demon's Maw base. I think we just... Oh, I think you just showed the opposite. That's why.
So you want the Sinister Maw in the
Sinister, yeah, Sinister in the standard base. Yeah. Yeah, so the pictures are showing it with the intact doors, but it'll also come with the broken doors. Demon's Maw set will include everything you're looking at here, plus a set of the broken doors. Is that everything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's effectively the composition. The Maw, the Riser, and the two versions of the doors. That's the pack.
They're separate sets. The Sinister and the standard painted versions are separate sets.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a pack with one. It's no double pack.
Nope.
Need those. The combine also great. It's a cool little set piece. If you've got, you make a slightly bigger version with a strap so we can wear it like a mask. No, no, we can't.
But Loot Studios actually has a really killer thing that they do where they'll make props that you can print that are like actual 1-to-1 scale props. I think they had a mask. They've done a couple of masks that are pretty cool. So I'd look into Loot Studios if you want a mask that's similar to that.
Yes, this is the only set with the riser for double doors.
Yeah. It's a brand new piece, so that's part
Yeah.
of it.
Let's see. Are there any other questions about the set pieces or how they work? We might have shown like the ziggurat and pedestal and furnace like enough by this point. Is there a
Yeah,
ruined version of the
I think
maw?
so.
There is no ruined version of the maw sitting on a desk anywhere except for when one of the horns falls off.
Yeah. No
That's
ruin.
that's the closest we've got to a
No
ruined
ruined
version.
maw.
Yeah. Let's see. I think the Sinister is my favorite personally. Is the acid bath cast in translucent material? No. So the acid furnace is not translucent.
Currently.
Currently.
I don't mean to say currently as if I want it to be. I just mean to say that like our intention with that design is that it will be opaque.
Mm-hmm.
Now we are most likely the most verbiage I can give it is that what we are attempting to do is to do a test of translucency.
Mm-hmm.
We're working with our factory to talk about that. The biggest problem I have with it is sort of the light leak.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of height to push out light from this piece is a bit too much for me for something like the light puck. A light panel would most likely have enough strength to push through, but the LED matrix is much better about it's why like the codex vault and the swirling vortex were made the way they were, was because it can actually still punch through that much material. It has height to grow. Sorry, it has such a height to go before the light would be able to puncture out of this, and it's not really going to be able to push out on the sides because of the way the LED matrix works. So it's like it's much more of a top facing the light puck is a much more top facing kind of endeavor.
Yeah.
Additionally, I think that its core functionality with the fogger is of greater importance than translucency would be to a light puck that effectively, if I really wanted that to work, why would I need multiple colors? I kind of just need something to punch through. I don't know, because of the sort of, I wouldn't want to say fluorescent because that would give the wrong impression, but like the fluorescent-esque nature of the green is too powerful, I guess is what I would say. Now, again, we're open to try a test, but at this point, I'm like 95% certain it's not going to be translucent, just because there's too many competing factors against it. And I would rather, personally, I'd rather use it with a fogger than I would with a light puck. I think that's the better usage out of it.
I think the key thing really,
not to mention the masking of the paint.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the key thing with it really is the fact that because it is elevated above the piece, the light puck wouldn't actually be up against it to get the full effect anyways.
No.
So yeah. However, to answer one of the questions, the green stuff in it is going to be UV reactive. It's got some arcane acid brushed over it, so that it will work with the black light.
Yeah. I was trying. That's why I was like, I don't want to exactly say fluorescent. Like I know arcane acid's in there. We just in the sense of how much it's going to be reactive is still. It should be fine. It should have it should be as reactive as anything else. It's got a giant pool. Like it's gonna glow.
Can we just pop the two Demon's Maws back real quick? They want to see if it sits flush or if they... Is that too much?
So again, prototypes.
They're pretty close to flush.
So and this is also on an elevated platform. So like, it's not sitting exactly even. But I would say they're nearly 1-to-1. Yeah, they're nearly back to back. With an actual Dwarvenite construction, I would see this being closer to like that. Like most likely still probably a small gap, but not by much.
Love the teal and purple color scheme. Yeah.
Because we also have little chicken bumps back here. So that kind of like pushes that consistently will push our pieces away from each other when there are those kind of prototypes.
That's the industry term.
Yeah, the chicken bumps.
Yeah.
Sorry, you were trying to say something else.
Yeah, so I'm saying that you could do the thing you were talking about where you've got them back to back to be like mirror versions of the same build, and you go through like the portal to end up on the other side. You could 100% do that.
Yeah.
We need a giveaway word. If you've
Okay.
got one. Should it be chicken bumps?
What about just bumps?
Just bumps?
Yeah.
All right. If you want a chance to win a $50 Dwarven Forge gift card that you can use in our web store or in this campaign, go ahead and type bumps in chat, and I'll roll that in a few minutes.
Easier when it's a shorter thing when you don't have to add a space, and or I guess it has to all be one word anyway. So
Yeah, but a part of the Dwarven Forge Live bit is definitely making the giveaway words as frustrating as possible.
sure, that sounds fun. That sounds like a
you gotta
good
work,
thing that happens.
You got to work for that $50, you know?
I feel like the work is already just being here.
You got to put your time in listening to us.
Yeah,
ramble.
you've already suffered. And somebody asked if I was feeling better. I am feeling better. Yeah.
The amount of people, everybody in my life in the city right now is talking about having throat issues with the. You're choosing you over Dragon Age right now. That's fair.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm gonna play it. I need to play Origins. Is the thing. My experience with Dragon Age so far is playing Inquisition and being like, how did this win Game of the Year? Like, finding it to be like a truly like 5 out of 10 game. But then hearing from people that like Origins was actually the good one and I should have played that instead and all that.
Origins is the better game.
Yeah.
And in terms of like what I enjoy out of mechanics, I think I don't know. I think a lot of people get kind of wrapped up in the story and kind of calling that like a really good story, specifically Inquisition.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a hard time with it because I'm
can't.
like, if it's your first Dragon Age and you aren't playing other RPGs, I can see that. It's like Skyrim, where it's like Skyrim's not really that good of a story.
No.
It's trash.
No.
But like so many people love that because of the experience they had, not because of the actual content, I think. And I think that is also wrapped up in Dragon Age Inquisition, where it's like, oh, I had this really awesome experience. I felt like it was. I think somebody I saw recently on Twitter was like, the reason they're loving Veilguard so much is like, it feels like an actual D&D table to them, the way they imagine it. They really loved Baldur's Gate 3, but it felt more like the quick-paced combat and like the way that the characters interact and all these other things. I feel like that's more of a D&D table, and that was kind of like a better experience for me. And I'm like, that's an interesting take. I think that's it's a completely valid response. But I do find that sometimes that's just sort of like, I don't agree. I have a really hard time with Dragon Age beyond Origins, because Origins not only had a sort of robust story, people are there's like the other side of the arguments trying to say that like, oh, it's so railroaded, oh my gosh, it's all linear. And I'm like, yeah, it's an RPG narrative, of course it's linear.
Yeah, linearity gets thrown around as an insult sometimes. I'm like, linear can be good. Like linear,
like
often. If
Dark Souls is linear. I like, no matter what they try to tell me, it's like, no, I can fight any boss anytime that I want. It's like, but do you not understand that there's nothing there? There's no other thing. The story only ekes out one way. Like it. So yeah.
What do you call the structure of a story that is told entirely through item descriptions? You know, I guess it's
a gotcha.
A gotcha game. Got it. Can you imagine a Dark Souls gotcha?
Dark Souls gotcha would be incredible.
I got a 5-star patches.
I just think I think it's rough because like so many people are talking about Veilguard as a as this really enriching experience, and I'm just sort of like, I don't know, Inquisition in the same way. I'm like, Inquisition burned me pretty bad from wanting to play any more of this. Similarly to like Andromeda for Mass Effect, where I'm like, they just talked about how BioWare just released that they were like, hey, we're we're working on now that Veilguard's out. We're all hands on deck for Mass Effect 5, and I'm like, okay.
Is Inquisition Dragon Age 2 or is Dragon Age 2
No, no,
and then
no.
Inquisition?
It's Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, Dragon Age the Veilguard. They basically do these the Rambo movies.
Yeah, they picked up the they picked up the all right.
Yeah, we got First Blood, Rambo, First Blood Part 2, Rambo 3, and then Rambo for Rambo 4. And then what was the last one? I can't remember.
Rambo Fifth Blood.
Yeah, I think so. It's not far off. I think it's like Last Blood or something. It's something real dumb.
The final Rambo. Okay, we did have a couple questions come in. Is the base of the mod dais height? How tall is the dais step? Is it 25 or is it 12?
It's 30. It's closer to 38, I believe.
Oh, so if you put daises around the maw, it would be a little tall, probably.
Well, so you know what? Let me go grab some daises. Oh, sorry, the dais. I'm sorry, I was thinking elevation.
No, daises.
Yeah, no, that will actually
Rise of Rambo.
That will match up.
Rise of
Ultima
Rambo.
4. Wow, that's a throwback.
Ultima 6.
Or is it 6?
Yeah, they put Ultima
6. I
6
reversed it.
It's okay, none of us speak Roman anymore.
It is going to, again, these are prototypes, but it is going to be slightly taller.
Okay. But that just kind of makes it seem like a step up to...
Yeah, it's much closer to just a regular step versus too low or too high.
Don't forget the Rambo. Did Rambo get a cartoon?
Yes.
Whew, okay. Are we writing bumps? Bumps is the giveaway word, which we're going to roll in like 2 minutes.
You know what? I'm going to switch it. I'm going to switch it back around so that way it's a little bit more... You can kind of see that a little better. Right? But this is also helpful for, stacking your floors or however you want.
As long as a flat table to show things on. You could just move that out of the way and use a flat table.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're set up for this height now. We'd have to rearrange everything. We're already halfway through the show. We're already mostly through the show.
I can dip the camera down. That's fine.
Eesh.
Can you show the dais on the table, not the bill?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Heathens.
I don't know what's heathenistic about it.
Oh, did you say heathenistic?
It said heathenistic.
You're what? There. It was sculpted to be dais height, but one of the things is it is going to be just slightly higher, because of the bottom design. It will just need just a little bit more. So yeah, it's just going to look like a kind of step. For non-Rambo comments, I guess.
Okay.
All
right, let's roll this giveaway.
Gemstone eye plugs would work nicely with the demon mods with the light plug as normal doors. Sure, I can see that.
Elvern the Hero is one to give away.
Way to go!
Nice job typing in bumps. Going to message you real quick and we'll get that sorted out.
Where was it? How does floor and dais compare?
Huh? Height-wise, dais is like 2 floor heights. A little over. Yeah.
So, let's grab some. Where are these old floors? Yeah. Dang.
All right, Elvern, I have messaged you on here. If Twitch lets you message back, go ahead and let me know what email you want to send to. If not, you can reach out to me on Discord or reach out to customer support and we will get it sorted out.
See, it's just under 2 floors.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas
just under 2 floors.
2 floors would be a little bit closer to even on this.
Right, because the dais wants to leave a little step up.
Yes.
To sell the stair effect.
Right. And so, put this there. I'm actually going to switch sides. Because the daises are their own kind of family, whereas these are closer to.
Mm-hmm. Little height comparison. Man, is there anything...
Let's see if I can actually just...
Floor plus dais height stacked compared to height of demon floor, I meant. floor and a dais would definitely be over the demon.
Yeah. Right. So like that. Right. But it could be, again, I think on the backside it might work fine as kind of a, you know, I know it's a little shadowed, so I'm sorry. Here, let me switch to maybe. Yeah. Right. So you could, again, sort of a step down at that point into this, which then would open up into more steps down on the other side. Sort of a continued. And this is also true for, I wouldn't use, boy, you could technically, and this is the trick with the dais platforms, is that they are also meant to be there so that you can utilize them with the steps. So.
Kingdom of Hearts.
Kingdom of Hearts?
Ugh. Mace said she preps meeting notes for my Tuesday meetings with me that are just about Kingdom of Hearts. That's rough.
So if I wanted to, let's say, make a string of stairs that went down, normally these things are built this way. They, right, to leave an extra lip there, like on the floor. You have that last step on there. What I could do is I could push it towards the front instead and make it directly go into the back there, or I could, as before, make it, I don't know, just sort of interesting other ways that you can do some things. It's also what the purpose of stilts are, right? Stilts and risers are also meant for that exact purpose, pushing things up by a floor height or two to try to make multiple different sort of elevation, multiple different kinds of elevation possible.
Let's see. So a couple questions here. Any chance the maw could be made dais height for a floor? It'd be easier to use to build as an inline doorway. So if you have any of the other double door insert, if you have like the regular double door, like vaulted double door base, you can just put the maw in there, and that'll make it super easy to build it in line as well. This is just kind of an extra double door base option. Yep. Also, I wonder how the Demon Man looks with the Bridge of Valor. So they aren't really compatible because they're both inserts. They'd both have to go into the slots. They'd have to go into the same space.
No, the Bridge of Valor, not the outside, the inside.
Oh, yeah, no, that'd be good. I didn't even think about. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that would be good. Thank you. He was so resigned. He was so resigned. Elburn, yes, I did get your message. I did get it. You're all good. You're gonna make me walk into a demon's mouth and I still have to climb stairs? Yes. That's like the entrance to the that's like the entrance to the final staircase in Mario 64. Is the height of this somewhat equal to the double high walls of Cult? Man, I don't think it was made with that in mind.
No, it was not made with that in mind, and it's not double high.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty sick, actually. That's pretty.
It's gonna run just maybe just slightly into it, right? Like we're a little odd on that edge there. Like you'd be hard pressed. You'd be right up against it if you were trying to make it a double story building or a roof or anything. So that would be a little tough. Mm-hmm. Additionally, because this has this key, this part, I'm not certain how you would utilize it in a build. Because, I guess this could just look like a feature on the side of a building.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because you also can't use the doors in this spot, you're not necessarily typically going to use it as an entrance. there's not a way to make an entrance happen in there.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that'd be my only other note on it. It fits in that spot. It's just not gonna be like,
If that is the top floor, if that is the top floor of the building, you could probably get away with the kind of roof slanting away from it, and then it probably wouldn't get in the way.
yeah, most likely not.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm like, there's enough room here that you're probably good. I just mean to say, like, it's gonna be a little odd, but it's still cool. I mean,
Yeah. So all that is to say, a lot of repeated geometry here. It's going to have a lot of compatibility that we haven't even thought about yet. So you guys are going to come up with some really cool stuff with it, I think.
is there?
I was on a Teams chat with my boss. We should roll giveaways that way all the time. Everybody just schedule your meetings for exactly during these streams.
Is there something else that you were
If
saying?
this doesn't get made, I'm going to be very disappointed. We're going to make it. Don't worry.
Is there something else that was there?
I'm trying to think if there are any other little compatibility pieces we haven't thought of yet. I guess you could put it in the modular wall of doom.
Yeah,
He didn't seem happy about it.
I guess you could. Is what I'm trying to say.
Is that thing even in stock? Is that one of the things we still need to get back in stock for castles? I think it is.
Yeah, I think so. That's more of the reason I was like, I guess.
I don't think we haven't restocked it
I
in a
wouldn't
minute.
really want to promote it.
Just times 4 of those things. We need a better graphic for it.
Will this stuff be at PAX? Charles!
Yes.
Can't ask that question. Sheesh. But yeah, it'll be there.
Can you use it laying down over the light puck? Probably. I don't know what you would get out of
Laying
it.
down?
Yeah, I don't know what you would get out of it because you need it in the base.
So the fact that you know what, I'm going to use this one because I hate having to put the doors back in. But like the piece itself has that built into it. So put it over the light puck is kind of. I was going to put it up here.
Oh, okay.
Right? I can. And obviously I could also still put a design around it. But then you're still going to have to find a way to house the light puck.
Find some way to house that burger.
Yeah. You still need a place to set this. So you know, like you could, I guess with the floral at the right height you could, but then again, I don't know what laying it on top of it does. If you mean like that, like if you mean on the ground like this, I'm not certain what it provides. I won't stop you. Can't.
He physically can't.
Until you give me your address.
Unless you get closer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Collapsed ruin in the forest with puck in the forest tile for it. That'd be interesting. You could get really creative with using it in a lot of unintended ways.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys are gonna come up with stuff that we haven't even like remotely thought about. But it wasn't designed with that in mind.
And I would say that in the same way that like dungeons aren't necessarily intended to be not innately intended to be like I'm gonna mix my wildlands with my dungeons. Right? Like it's not exactly compatible in that way. There's not transition pieces, there's not things that are supposed to work in with each other. But to your point, Chris, like when you were answering that question, it's the thought of like, but it could be a really killer entrance inside a wilderness thing. Like you can still do it. Oh shoot! You know what I should show?
What's up?
Which makes me directly think about
the floor piece on its own. So if you're talking about the thing that the demon maw is inside right now, the pillars that it's slotted into don't come off. That is basically just an elevated double door base. So it has all the compatibility that double doors have, on top of, it builds nicely into daises, essentially. So that's all the compatibility that's really there. When we're talking about compatibility here, it's mostly just the double door compatibility that that we all that these all have. Oh yeah. You can slot it into the right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So that's what I mean, right? Like it can fit within, and it'll still be a little loose.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Wildlands is a true inch, so
Yeah.
you're going to have a little bit there. But once you actually do that, right? As long as you have a battle board, or maybe not a battle board, as long as you just have a terrain tray, you can put your dungeon floors up against it. Now, again, this is going to be the difficult part, is that it's going to start a little off. And so you're going to want to find a way to do that. I probably would recommend 1x4 in this section.
Mm-hmm.
Put a 1x4 dungeon floor here, so that way your dungeon build can just start where you need it to. And if you care about being in line or on a grid, otherwise it might go a little off and it might be a little weird. But yeah, you could certainly use this piece to quote unquote hide a dungeon build in a big wilderness set.
Mm-hmm. I think we've shown that compatibility a couple times, and this is just another piece for that. Do steps left over make it not flat?
Steps left over?
The base will have anchor magnets, yeah?
Yes.
That base stair piece? Yeah.
Yes.
So the base will have anchor magnets. And then the stair jacks. Will the stair jacks fit on those stairs to make them flat?
Most. Sorry, I'm saying two different things at the same time. I'm trying to say yes, right? Like the stair jack is built in a way. Oh, those are the small steps. That the way Michelle constructed this thing, it was, utilizing some of the dais stair pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And like height difference. So yes, the stair jack should work. I'm trying to find one real quick. I thought this Maze's build would have had one.
Oh, the little stairs or the stair jacks?
Yeah, tiny ones.
It didn't have any dais sets in it. It had
they're
some of it. It had the narrow elevation. It had I'm trying to think of what else.
It had this stair pack in it, but it didn't have.
Okay. Can you throw an Abbey window wall in the base piece? I'll go grab one real quick. You got it? Okay, never mind. He's got it. And then we'll probably, after that demo, we'll probably get out of here. We're running a little over. We got some stuff we got to go handle. Let's see. On 12 millimeter. Yeah, 12 millimeter stilts. Good work. I love using that cutout insert from Wildlands for the mountains. To just hide things in there. If you actually just build the mountains up around it, then it's fantastic.
All right, so here's the stair jack. Again, these are prototypes, so there's a little bit of weirdness in just sort of like how it sits. But yes, it does work. Right?
Mm-hmm. So I guess the question is, would two of them fit? It looks like it's a little...
It's too small for two to fit in at the same time.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure we're going to make a custom light puck show for the Maw before it comes out. So you guys will just have to download that from us. I'm pretty sure we're going to make one.
Sure.
TBD.
How about that?
TBD, yeah.
I know this is the Fieldstone
Abbey window
walls.
wall.
I just was going to show that first. Then these are the Abbey. Right, I can show it in the regular version if that's more necessary, but
I think that's what they were.
Yeah, no problem.
And after that, I think we're all good. It would be really fun though to kind of have a waterfall fade away, and you just like pull the waterfall out, and then you put the Demon's Maw double door into the same spot. Um, yeah. Yeah, you can put any city walls into any of the dungeon double door.
Well, with some splaying, because
Sure.
again,
They're
two
slightly different scales. But it does. Prototypes. Yeah. I think that's largely it. Is there anything else? I think we've done a good amount.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody has any last minute things, happy to try.
How much are these? They're going to be around the cost of the Dread Pedestal.
So in like the $50 range.
Yeah. And that is for the topper, the base piece, those doors that are in there, and then broken versions of those doors. That's the full pack.
Correct. And it will be available in this vaulted version as well as in a sinister version. Is there some sort of sculpt on the front of the floor? Yes, I'm sorry that it's a little harder to see because of the sheen. So I'll try to get a little bit closer so you guys can tell. I'll refocus here. I got okay. I can see. Right, so we got these kind of this knot work here, and it's
definitely easier to see with the human eye.
That's what I mean. It's like it's just all the lights and stuff just catch the sheen of the metal paint. And I'll show off the sinister one now too.
No LEDs.
It's a little bit easier to see these ones.
Yeah, no LEDs on this. It's already doing a lot.
Yeah, there'd be no place to put the LED. There's no housing, right? Like you could put a battery in here, but there would be no way. Where would you put the LED? You could try to put it on the front here, but that's too low, right? So if you put any floor up against that, that's not going to work. You can't put it inside here with the whole constructions here and this general sort of like manufacturing that's going to take. It would be massively sort of unwise. It's a great idea. I'm sorry. I don't mean to make that as dismissive as maybe it sounded. I just meant like it's more about the limitations of the design and the thing that we want to accomplish with the piece, and not so much that it's like there's no benefit to an LED there. It's like, no, it certainly would, but that's also why that's why Michelle really fought for utilizing it with the light puck as well, having these punch through the eyes, that kind of thing. Versus something else, as well as the doorway, right? Like that is kind of the other side of the light puck, is that it'll be an effect that you can put towards the doorway, and hopefully we can make a Epiconics design by the end of the campaign, so you guys can kind of see. But that's kind of the stopgap, is what I meant before. By the way, is like I'm not certain if we would do that during the campaign or the pledge manager, but certainly by release of the product, we'll have a Epiconics light show for the demon, like to pair with the Demon's Maw.
Yeah, I think the Rob's Rocco, I think that is. I think if you've got Forsaken Temple pieces, I think the Demon's Maw will work pretty well with it. I think the knot work could definitely seem in line with the special floors in Forsaken Temple stuff. There are no chompy mouth doors with teeth yet, as far as I know of. I don't think we have any chompy. I don't think we have any mouth doors. It'd be fun though.
Bloom, yeah. Can you put fire pots on the left and right of it? LED, will they fit? No, you wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, because the LED floor is a 2x2.
It's mainly, well, I mean, even if you just wanted to put the piece there, unlit, you kind of wouldn't have enough. You would maybe only have just enough room to do it. But certainly not with
the standalone brazier. Yeah, even the piece off of the LED socket, it's bigger than a
it's just big enough that it's gonna run up. I can grab one to show you. I don't want to just vocalize that. I can show you. I just mean it's gonna be pretty close.
It's a pretty big guy. Wasn't it in that build that we were using? Yeah, they're in that build that we were using. Well, talking about this guy, right? I guess he actually does fit on the square decently. Is it these? Is this what you meant by fire pot? I guess they fit better than I thought. They can't be LED. You know, we can't have them like plugged in, but
Hate that these are LED. Oh, you did have them right.
they're in that build. Okay, but so they actually do fit on it. They're going over the square, but they're not bumping into anything.
Okay. I just thought they were. I think I was thinking of the other one, of the claw brazier,
Yeah.
where it was like slightly bigger. So okay.
Do those areas have pull accessory holes?
No.
No. I think that's all of it. Okay. All right. I think we've probably got a good. We're going a little over what we wanted. Nate wanted them. Well,
I'll talk to him about it, I guess.
yeah. Currently, it's not planned, but you know.
I just mean in the sense that, like, oh, I guess I suppose I missed that. If it is, then he's looked at it for an entire week without reminding me.
Yeah.
It's all good.
All right. The lighted braziers pack. Those taller. Oh, the lighted braziers. That's about a square. They're wider at the top, so they might hit the door. Those like castles lighted braziers that have like the big, or were they cities? They got like the big gray bowl that goes out, and the fire sitting on it. They get wider at the top.
We're trying to end the stream.
Yeah, we're trying to end the stream. That's true. I'll go. I'll check after this, and I'll check after this. And
we can take a photo. We can
yeah.
You know, I recognize your name from other stuff. So like we'll get you what you want.
All right. Let's get out of here.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Goodbye.